then basketball. Oh my gosh, just the basketball was really tough, to be honest with you. It was, it's so easy to play and to watch, but then to try to choreograph basketball for camera with actual basketball players who are playing against actors who are not basketball players is actually a tricky path to weave.
Hi, Shane.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
I'm doing great. It's great to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, nice to meet you, and thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Warrior Strong. From the beginning, like what was about Dan Gordon's script that got your attention?
Well, I mean, I played high school basketball, and I always had on my bucket list to make a not only a sports movie, but hopefully a basketball movie. So right away, just having a script that was, a compelling, dramatic read, but also about basketball, I was in it on that level. And I was really kind of interested, like, it's very unusual. Usually, a lot of sports films wind up being sort of single protagonist driven, and this one had a dual protagonist element between the two coaches, and that was something that I was kind of excited about. Like, oh, that's I don't know, I've ever seen that done before in a sort of basketball film, two coaches battling over who's going to coach it, and so that was something that I was excited about, sort of, taking a look at and digging into, and it was fun from that perspective to think about, another 48 hours, trading places, these oddball couples. That was something that I was really drawn to.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool to see like two coaches, like the old school one and the newcomer, let's say a newcomer coach, right? So it was fun to see like Andrew and Jordan playing the those characters. But what was about them, like Andrew and Jordan, that made you pick them to play the coaches?
Yeah, so in the sort of initial phases of the production, it's always trying to find that sort of lead name actor to sort of lock a project into the right kind of financial pathway that it can then get all the rest of the pieces together. And so the first casting piece was always going to be the role of Coach Avery Schmidt. And so when we found out that Andrew Dice Clay and his team were interested in the project and had read the script and had found some connections there, to and just a chance to explore a character with vulnerability, that he was excited as an actor, as an artist, to try to do that. It was really thrilling to sort of, have Andrew Dice Clay wanted to be a part of the film. And then once that happened, it was really quick succession. And the producer, Nicholas, had a great friendship with Jordan Johnson-Hinds that preceded me, that went on about a couple films deep that they've made together. And Jordan's always been sort of supporting characters in these other projects. So to be a co-lead in a film with Andrew Dice Clay was, of course, something very exciting for Jordan. Jordan's Canadian. He lives in America now, but he played high school basketball in Toronto. He's a Raptor fan. So Jordan and I got along real quick and real fast over movies and basketball. And then, of course, this project and this character in particular.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. Like you see a lot of like projects with the basketball. We see series, we see movies, and I think you guys did a really good job. And what was like your biggest challenge like this time around?
you know, the, it's
I know
funny.
everything's a challenge. I
You
know, I
know,
know.
I hear you. It is movie making stuff, but I always wanted to make a basketball movie, and I've always wanted to make a. My name's Shane. I'm named
Yeah.
after a western, right? I've always wanted to make a basketball movie and a western. Horses and dogs and dust and rain, and then basketball. Oh my gosh, just the basketball was really tough, to be honest with you. It was, it's so easy to play and to watch, but then to try to choreograph basketball for camera with actual basketball players who are playing against actors who are not basketball players is actually a tricky path to weave.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine like trying to, and even some actors they know how to play and like kind of faking that they don't know how to play. It's kind of a tricky too, right? So I don't know.
Oh,
It's
absolutely. The
weird.
character of Josue, I played basketball, and this actor who played Josue, Randy Janier, he is a legitimate basketball, semi-professional basketball player. and I played him one-on-one every day, anytime I could, and he would destroy me. He is so good. He can dunk, he can shoot threes, like he's a legitimate modern player. He's playing the character in the movie where he has to learn basketball he's never played before, and I think he did a great job of looking terrible, even though he is by far the best basketball player anywhere on the court at all times. But he had to act.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's also. I think it's amazing, like the cast, like the young cast, like they're
Yes.
very diverse, and you see like the different styles, the different like looks, and the way that they act. How was like that important for you to bring those type of like to do like this diverse casting for this
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah, so there's a couple parts of this. One is that my dad's from the if you're in America, an American Indian, or but up here he's indigenous, and my mom's white. I look like my mom, and so to have a character, to have a world that has diversity, that has complexity within that diversity, is something that I'm always trying to get into works that I'm doing, just because that's the place that I come from in my own home, in my own family, in my own blood. But it's also in terms of the basketball side of things. My high school team was a mixture of everybody. There was a person from, Somalia. There's a person from Vietnam. There's a person from Portugal, an Italian. A whole bunch of people from all over the world played on this team together, and we had to put aside our differences. Not that there weren't that many at that time, but we had to sort of really find a way to just become one basketball team, and that's something that I always remembered and cherished. That the game united us, and that was something I wanted to make sure we had in this film, that was just like that kind of complexity, what I knew to be my basketball team, as opposed to a single entity of this or that.
Yeah, it's all about being a player, not just about like the color or how tall you are. And I love that. I also love the message of the movie. It's like second chances, and then all this bringing together. And what do you want people learn? Like, what do people want to take away? Like, take from the movie?
Yeah, making Warrior Strong, the first thing I hoped to create was just a sports movie ride. I love sports movies. I watch all of them. And I just hope to make something that could sort of emulate something that I would watch and just fall in love with and be inspired by and want to go play and watch movies. And so I hope to achieve that, just a good popcorn viewing movie with your family. But the message of the film is really sort of lying in that place of redemption, as you noted, but it's sort of, how do we move from a me-centric place to a we-giving place? How do you not take but to give? And I think that that's a universal thing that is in sports itself, and it's also something that we're always having to grapple with as a species on this planet.
Amazing. And what is, now is like not too personal, but what is your team, like your basketball team?
My what? Sorry,
Your basketball team.
what was it? Oh no,
Yeah.
no. Oh,
Which
you're like,
one?
who do I cheer for
Yeah,
now?
you. Yeah, you're cheering now.
Oh, I mean, I live in Toronto, Canada, so it is 24/7 Toronto Raptors basketball over here. I got a
Okay.
season pass. I watch every single game. I go to games. I go to Jurassic Park. I cheer outside. I am an absolute Raptor nut, and we are in a huge transition phase right now. And I hope the franchise has a playoff season ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Over here we are Lakers, and I'm I'm more Lakers. My son is Golden State. My husband is more, both of them Golden State. But we also root for Miami Heat. So we
Oh.
are all over the place. So
Well, you guys got the Lakers got a good team. I thought you guys really pushed Denver super far. That I think was
yeah,
Denver's biggest challenge. I think, I'm excited to see what the Lakers can do. Does
yeah.
LeBron have one more magical season left in him? I hope so.
Let's see. And I think he's pushing really hard to continue, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see how he does it. So and for us to wrap it up, are you working your next project already? Anything that you can talk about?
Yeah, so I'm well, Let me think. What can I talk about? So projects are at different phases. Right now I'm co-creating and co-show running a television series, which is in development up here in Canada. And it's a 6-part miniseries that's called Stone Child. So we're in the writing room phase. Actually, that starts next week for that project. So it's early on, and fingers crossed everything lines up and we can get that one out in the world.
That's amazing. Shane, I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to meet you, a lot of success, and I hope everybody liked the movie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.